Good evening. My name is Rudy, and tonight we're going to discuss the Sharetrackin Golden Goose. Now, first of all, before we go through the Golden Goose, I'm just going to quickly show you where to go and register for the Golden Goose for those that don't have the Golden Goose capability on the software. If you go to our website, sharetrackin.co.za, underneath the products, you'll find our extras. So you just go to www.sharetrackin.co.za, products, and then extras. Now, underneath the extras, you'll see that the first option that you get will be the Golden Goose. Now, this is £100 per month for 12 months. And then, of course, if you want to cancel, then it needs to be with 1 month's notice. But all you do is you go to subscribe now. And then click on sign up now. And then once that is done, click on view cart. And then underneath view cart, you just click on proceed to checkout. And then you need to fill in your details. Now, after you fill in all your details, okay, you just go to sign up now, because you'll need to create a username and a password to be able to log into the site. Just say sign up now, and it will take you to the payment or to the pay fast page, where you just need to put in your credit card details or your card details, so that you'll be able to use the Golden Goose. Now, once that is done, then it will go through to the subscriptions department, where it will be activated, and then you will, the moment you log into the software, you will find the Sharetrackin Golden Goose version 2. Now, underneath the Golden Goose version 2, you've got 3 different options. Okay, so you've got your green, amber, and red. Now, green indications usually is your bullish and approaching bullish levels. Your amber is your trading sideways levels, and then your red would be approaching bearish or bearish. Okay, so you can type in any one of these colors, and it will give you those trends. So if I type in green, it will only give me everything that's bullish or approaching bullish. If I click reset and I go to red, then it's only going to give me the approaching bearish and bearish. Okay, so now the difference between the two, the green and the red, is that especially that's basically more for CFD traders if you're going to go for the red ones, but green can be used by both equity and CFD traders. I'm just going to reset the filters. So green is basically the shares that you can trade upwards. All right, so all of the green ones you'll be able to trade in a bullish trend, and then when it's red, those are the ones that you'll be able to trade in a bearish trend. But remember, that's only if you are trading CFDs. You won't be able to utilize the red if you are doing equities. Okay, if you're doing CFDs, you can do both green and red. If you're doing equities, you can only use the green. So things that you need to look out for on the so we're only going to work with the greens for now. So things that you need to look out for. So we're going to go for green. We're going to look at the last price, and then your support and your resistance levels, and obviously then your potential upside or potential downside. Now, potential downside would be more for the red, where your potential upside would be for your greens. So when you're focusing only on green, your bullish and approaching bullish, you're going to focus on the potential upside, because that would be the potential for the share to grow too. So if we look at GFI, for instance, GFI has a last price of 222 Rand and 70 cents. Its resistance level is on 218 Rand 25. So your last price has already exceeded your resistance level. So it's already went past the resistance level, because that's where you want to buy in, is when your price goes over your resistance level. Your support level would be your line that's basically supporting the share. Now that we'll quickly go and look at on the chart. So if I go to charts IQ and I type in the code GFI and press enter, then it will give us the chart. Now I'm just going to remove the RSI and the stochastic for now. because we're going to work with the support and resistance levels. So then we're going to select our horizontal line. You can choose any color that which you'd like. So for now, we're going to work with a black line. I'm just going to make it a little bit thicker, and then I can pull in the line. So the last price, obviously, that's the price that which is currently sitting on, and then the resistance level is on 218 Rand and 25 cents. So that would be the line which it had to break through. So 218 Rand and 25 cents would be round about there. Okay, so that's more or less the place where the share had to break through, and that's basically where the share broke through. So the price grew, broke through the line, and went up. Now it did fall again, but it's basically on top of that resistance line currently. So now this would count as a support line and no longer a resistance. But the resistance level on, sorry, that is the resistance. Sorry. Uh, so that is the resistance. It's currently sitting on the resistance. So it went down, broke through that line, and it's back on top of that line. So it's starting to turn around now. So GFI might be a good opportunity to buy. And then your support level would be a bit lower. So support is 17640. So that's a bit lower. 17640 would be down here. Okay. 17640 is more or less there. So that's basically where the share would have resistance would have supported previously. So it means that the share did more or less run in this trend. We can see that that was basically the support over here, the resistance over here. It went up and it bounced on the resistance. Okay. Now the share needs to go to the potential upside. Okay, so obviously the share needs to grow now. So the potential upside on this is 255.70. So 255.70 would be more or less there. So that's where the share needs to grow to. So the share obviously already went to that line. It fell again, and now it's got the potential to go back to the 250, the 55.73. So automatically what's going to happen now is that this would be your new support level, and that would be your resistance level. So the share has to grow from here up to that point, and then if it breaks through that point, then it will create a new potential upside. But for now, the share is in a really good state to be bought because it basically bounced on the resistance. Now, the last one obviously would be a potential downside. Now let's say, for instance, the share grew, it went up, and it let's say the share goes down and then it breaks through this bottom line here, then it will have a potential downside. Now that's obviously when you go and you trade the share as a CFD. So you would trade the share in a downward direction. So it's 148.10. So 148.10 is over here. So that's basically the potential downside if the share has to fall from this line over here. Okay, from this support line. Obviously, this isn't the support line anymore because it already broke through the resistance, so that this resistance has already changed into a support. So it's currently on the support and it turned around. So then you still need to go and look at things like the RSI and the stochastic. So if we just pull in the RSI quickly, and then also put in the stochastic, 14 is fine, and then just put in the moving average of 3. So for those that don't know how to put in the red line on the RSI, how you do it, you just go to studies, go to moving average. So studies, moving average, change the period to 3. So same as the RSI. Change the field to the RSI because you want to put that 3-day moving average on top of the RSI, and then just make it exponential. And then just say create. Then we'll create this red line for you. Now we'll see that we already have a buying indication on the RSI, and we've got a buying indication on the stochastic, and both of them have conversions. Now tomorrow's webinar at 1, we'll discuss the conversions and diversions, but essentially if we have a quick look here, we'll see that we've got a converting line over there with another converting line over there with a buying indication and another buying indication over here. So it means that there's a really strong chance that the share is going to grow from here. Okay, so it's got the potential to go to that top line. Okay, so there's a really good chance that this share might grow from here on out. All right. So, and you can look at any other share. Okay. If we take GLD, for instance, this one is approaching its level. So the current price is 266.49, and the resistance level is on 277.00. So that is GLD, GLD. So 277, yeah, 277. So it's exactly on 277, which is over there. Okay, so let me just grab the horizontal line, 277. So that is the resistance level. And then the support level on this one is 230, so 230 Rand. So support level is way down here. Let me just see if I can pull this a bit up. So it's way down here. So that's your support and resistance. You'll see that this share is basically going in between these two lines. Okay, so that is the sideways trend which it's currently got. So it needs to go out of this sideways trend. So for that to happen, it needs to break through this 277. So once it does that, so if I pull the chart like this, then we'll see that the potential upside on this one is 341.30. So 341.30 is more or less there. So over the year. So basically that highest peak that it previously had. So that is where the share can grow to if it breaks through this 277 line. But if it decides to go down, then it's got a potential downside of 182.50. So 182.50 will be down here. So that's 182 right down there. So that's basically on this line over here. So there it was the resistance or the support, sorry, the resistance. Now it's a support over there. Okay, because obviously it started to bounce on this line. So that's where the share can fall to. Okay, if it falls, but currently it looks better for the share to grow to that 341.70. Okay, but it needs to break through 277 before it can reach that level. Okay, so this one is approaching that line. So it's currently on its way to the line where GFI is already in a bullish, so it's already past the line. Okay, so it's got a potential to go to 255. So this one would be a better one currently to buy than GLD. So GLD, for instance, would be a share that I would take and I will go and add to the watch list and then submit. Okay, just add that one to the watch list and then give it some time to break through that line. Okay, but GFI in this instance would be a better opportunity to go and buy. If we go and change this, if we reset filters and we change this to red, so the same principle apply, but this time instead of looking at the last price and the resistance level, you're going to look at the last price and the support level. So what you want it to do is you want, if it says approaching bullish, you want it to break through the bottom line. Okay, so if we take AMS, then we'll see that the current price is 197, so 1,971 Rand and 4 cents. The resistance level, so the top level is 2,256, so 2256, 225. So sorry, it's down here. 2256. More or less in that area, so it means that that level is the resistance level, and then your support level is on 191,500. So 191,500. So it's somewhere down here, 191. Okay, it's not a one go exactly there, but that's more or less where it is. So that means that is that's basically your support level, and then the potential downside on this one is 150. Sorry, 1,507. 1,507 would be down here, so that's basically where the share needs to fall. So it's basically more or less it's approaching the level. So we can see that already went through the line, okay, but it's green again. So it needs to break through again. So it needs to go down through this line, and then it needs to go down to this line over here. So then you can trade it as a CFD in a downwards direction. Okay, so once it eventually entirely breaks through this line, then it can fall all the way down to 1505. Okay, so when it gets to that level, then you close your position, then you sell out basically. But then the potential upside for if the share if this one decides, no, okay, I'm not going to go down, I want to go up, then it needs to break through this top line, and then your potential upside on it would be 2,675. 2,675 would be more or less over here. Okay, yeah, so that's right over there on that peak. So if it goes up and it breaks through this line, then obviously there will be a potential upside. Then you make money in an upwards direction. But in this case, it looks more that it looks more than likely that the share might go back up. If I look at the RSI, so RSI, we can see that it's going in a bullish direction. So it seems like the share wants to turn around again. Okay, instead of falling, looks like it wants to turn around from here. Okay, but it's always good to take a share that says approaching bullish or approaching bearish and taking that share and putting it on a watch list. All right, don't go and buy immediately, put it on a watch list. So take a few, let's say 5 shares out of the Golden Goose, put it on a watch list and wait for those shares to reach the bearish. Okay, but then you must always remember that your last price, so let's say you looked at green, then your last price and your resistance level must be really close to each other. If you're looking at the red, your potential bearish or bearish, sorry, then your last price must be really close to your support and not your resistance, because it means that you want the share to go down. So if it breaks through the support in a downwards direction, that's where you want to buy the share or put it in a selling order or a short, basically. Okay. Um, so yeah, that's the basics of the Golden Goose, is by looking at your last price towards your resistance and your support levels, and always remember to go and pull in the lines. Okay, your support, your resistance. So support will always be at the bottom, resistance will be at the top, potential upside will also be at the top, potential downside would be at the bottom. Now to pull in those lines, all you do is you go to select tool, top left hand corner, select your horizontal line. Okay, you can choose the thickness of your line. I think I just made this one a little bit too thick. You can choose your thickness of your line. You can even choose your color of your line, and then you can go and pull in your support and your resistance levels. So there's your support level, your resistance level, potential upside, and then your potential downside. Okay, so support, resistance, upside, downside, and all those levels you can find over here. Okay, resistance, support, potential upside, potential downside. And also with the Golden Goose, obviously what you'll get is you'll get a SMS notification telling you in what direction certain shares are going. So we'll usually send you 6 different shares on our SMS notifications. So I'm quickly going to open up one here. So for instance, what it would read as a Golden Goose alert with the date, shares that have reached or exceeded bearish level would be, for instance, like for today, MSM, PPC, SPG, and then shares approaching bearish level is QLT, ARL, and SRE. So that's 6 different shares that you will get for the day. Okay. And also the other ones would be more refined. So we'll say the following shares are bullish refined picks. So the refined picks basically are these with the dollar signs. So they don't really display here. You'll always find them on the SMS notifications. So it'll give you, for instance, like SPK, SLM, and IVT. So those are the ones that's got better potential to grow or better potential to go down. Okay, so these ones that I just read was the bullish refined picks instead of the bearish refined picks. Okay, but you'll receive 2 SMSs. So one says bearish refined, and one says bullish refined, and the other one will say Golden Goose alert. So it's 3 different SMS notifications that you will get. That's basically aside from the normal stock picks that you get on a Tuesday and on a Thursday. But these ones you'll get on a daily basis around about 10 o'clock. So at 10 o'clock, you will receive your Golden Goose notification. So it won't be at 9 when the market's open. It'll only be at 10 o'clock. So it gives the system chance to calculate the shares for the day, or the best potential shares for the day. Okay. And remember, you can use the Golden Goose for equities and for CFDs. So equities, obviously, you'll as I said, you'll only focus on the greens, and if you're trading CFDs, you'll focus on the green and the reds. All right. But once again, if you want to register for it, just go to our website, sharetrackin.co.za, products, extras, and then go subscribe to the Golden Goose. All right. The first option underneath the extras will be a Golden Goose. Okay. If you have any questions on the Golden Goose, you're more than welcome to contact any one of our technicians. Just go to contact us, and there's all our contact details. So the 24-hour support numbers would be down there, and then our head office number is the one up there. They will just transfer you to the technical department if you phone the head office number, or you can just send us an email to info@sharetrackin.com, support@sharetrackin.com, or the email that you receive from webinar@sharetrackin.com. You can always just reply on that one with any questions that you have on the software or on the Golden Goose. So that's it for the Golden Goose. So tomorrow afternoon, we will be discussing the converting and diverting trends to make it a little bit easier to understanding when exactly would be the correct time to go and buy a share instead of just looking at the crossover points. So converting and diverting lines will just make it so much easier for you to go and buy your shares, but that we'll discuss tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So enjoy your evening further, and then I hope to see you guys tomorrow at 1 o'clock then.